Actually raising up your kids first starts with you and your own personal level of awareness to at least the areas you want to be intentional with your children. And then we'll be done.
Hey, wait, we didn't X that.
Oh, here, exit.
You X it. I don't know how to.
Green check. By the way, I always forget this. My name's Ryder, and I am a mom, obviously, of two kiddos, a 5-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl. And this is our first official year to homeschool, and also my first time being sick in homeschooling. So I've learned so much in this last week, battling fatigue and rearranging my schedule. But I've learned so many lessons, and it's just honestly been a blessing in disguise. And I wanted to share just how we were homeschooling in the midst of illness and, just other unexpected life events that I honestly think this video is still helpful and beneficial for. I definitely think it's important to have your routine, have your schedule, have your core subjects, have your focus, have your filters plan, and all of that. That is what's going to kind of be your internal compass, if you will. But when those challenges come up, when life changes, when the unexpected happens, when you are just simply sick, you can, for instance, I would have different bouts of fatigue. So maybe I would wake up and I would have a burst of energy for an hour and a half, and then I'd be fatigued maybe for another hour. Well, I would just break up our things into pieces, whether that be our story time, getting a reading lesson done with one of my kids, only teaching one of my kids the first part of the day, and then going into our breakfast and all that, and being just a little more comfortable. We're in the bed, which honestly was so much more relaxing. A lot of times we'll sit at our table and we can kind of set things out, and it's formal. It gets the kids in the mindset of okay, we're doing our work and we're focused for this little bit of time and all of that. But just being in the bed really helped. So my plan was to just do simple breakfast, maybe some cereal, a granola bar, and maybe even oatmeal as a stretch. But my daughter wanted bacon and eggs, and I was whatever, we're just gonna go with the flow. I'm not going to let my schedule put me in a chokehold, and we're just gonna throw the bacon on the pan, cook the eggs, and honestly, when I get myself ready for the day and drink some kind of warm beverage, I can still feel good. It's knowing too that I'm not trying to get every single thing done. Let me still function even though I've been just kind of under the weather and not feeling it. Another reason why I continue to homeschool though I've been sick is because newbie homeschooler, I didn't really put in any breaks in our homeschool schedule. I was okay, we're gonna do year round. We already take Fridays off, and we've been homeschooling since June, every single day, the 2 hours and whatnot, except for we take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, but we've been going strong since June. Well, I looked up and I was oh my god, it's been 5 months of this every single week, full on, we need a break. So the week before, we were on a week vacation. We didn't even do any flashcard site reviews. They may have done their daily calendar. So because we took that week off, I got sick the very next week, and I was there's no way I'm just gonna be oh, well, I'm sick, and we're just not gonna do any school. I was no, we're gonna get it done. I don't know, that's just me. You gotta figure out what it is. So listen, I'm round all the way around. You gotta point to it when you figure it out. I'm round all the way around. Okay. Next one. I have 3 sides and 3 angles. Which one is it? Okay, very good. Okay, listen to this one. We have 4 right angles, like the corners of a piece of paper. But I said we, so it's more than one. Okay, now listen to this one. I have 4 sides. All 4 sides are equal. Which one is it? Okay, pick a sticker. Okay, or you can get your sticker. Listen, today we're going to explore patterns. What do you know about patterns? What do you know about patterns?
I know patterns.
What do you know about patterns? So since I haven't been feeling that well over the last week, and only honestly one of my children is like officially being homeschooled, I started each day with my son's lesson first, because like it was just a good mental like relief to know that like my to do, my must do was, checked off of the list, and I made sure I had like all of my energy and all of my attention to detail and focus on all of that to help him get through his lessons. I actually had a lot of fun. We don't normally do our lessons at the dining room table, but I think it was like refreshing to kind of have the change of like areas that we like got our work done. And then this week's lesson just happened to be pretty light, like not too tedious. It was like patterns and what else? Like ordinal numbers and things like that. So it's pretty fun. While I work with my son, my daughter is normally on ABC Mouse, or she does like her daily binder, like days of the week, her handwriting and all of that. So yeah, it gives me time to, they both like being in the same room, and then they're both still doing something educational, or she is at least doing something educational while I'm working with him. He doesn't really like to get things wrong, and that might be because, I don't know, his mom might be that way a little bit, so I just have to give him a pep talk like, oh, it's okay, that happens, I just take a deep breath and I'll get it next time, just to kind of like motivate him, but he still doesn't like it. Used to for some reason just go like, or felt like I need to go right into my next kid or student or lesson right after one was done. But I take this moment now when we're finished to set like a 6 to 7 minute timer, and I go to YouTube and they have these really fun little brain breaks on there. You just type in brain break and it literally has like popular characters, and they get to do fun stuff, move their body, and things like that. So I scan over, prepare, like for the next lesson. Something else that I'll say is that like when I'm at my full strength and I'm not sick and everything's going well, I have a hard time delegating or asking for help. But this like week has kind of like put things into perspective for me, and just so happened, obviously like not feeling that well, my mom came over, and she got the kids like a bunch of like books that she'd been keeping, like some Dr. Seuss collectibles, and she just started reading stories to them. And I was like, oh my God, thanks mom. We have to do like our 20-minute read aloud, which just kind of like helps with reading, and like it's something that like I like to stick to religiously. But sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. Like I just went through all of the lessons, and I need to make lunch, and I need to do all the things, and I want to do laundry, and there's a phone call, or I need to do this or this or that. And so like it kind of gets pushed to the side, or it feels like a chore. But that's something that someone else can do that is like super simple. It doesn't involve them like knowing anything about the lesson or how to teach or anything like that. And my mom was more than happy to do that, and so she just volunteered, and she's like, you know what, this is something that I can do. Like I don't mind doing their story time. So what I'll say, like my takeaway, if you are homeschooling or thinking about homeschooling, is think about those little things or the other things in your schedule that you can maybe delegate to someone else. And maybe it's not like every single day, maybe it's like once or twice a week, so we can help you with story time, or things like that, or like flashcard reviews, stuff like that. Something else that like I've taken away from this is I don't have to get it all done like all at once. And that's normally how I am. So like I get up, get myself ready, do breakfast, all the things, we'll get ready for our lessons. I will like go through whoever wants to go first, my son or my daughter, get through their whole lesson, maybe a quick little break, quick little snack, and then get through the next lesson with my other kid, and then lunch and all the things thereafter, errands. But while being sick, I honestly broke those things up. I got myself ready. I had a little bit of quiet time to sit down and like, make sure I intentionally sat down and ate and like read a book, or like, a couple of pages of a book, and then got my kids ready. Okay, so first
like we did yesterday to kind of practice on these. Go back a little bit. Go back. Okay, so we're going to just do one word from each category. What word?
Tent.
Tent. Okay, go for it.
Pass.
Where is you're adding a sound.
Ask.
What word?
Ask. I think I'll eat this whole
You have to ask your mom before you get candy.
Mom.
We also did like multiple lessons in a day. So for instance, or not for instance, but the previous day I wasn't feeling that well. We got some things done and we had like soccer practice, and I was like, okay, we'll do it when we get home. But it ended up being too late. So I was like, you know what, we'll just get our rest, prepare for the next day. And so we ended up doing 2 math lessons this day. They're only about 15 minutes. So we did it in the morning, then we did reading, and then we followed up with math. And then like right here, I don't know if anyone else has kids close together or whatever, but my son and daughter, neither one of them like to really share time or whatever. They just get into their little moods. We're like, no, this is my time, or this is my thing. So I just have to kind of coax along like, oh, well, little sister's proud of you. She's watching you, and you have to show her, like how to be a good student and like what to do and all of that. So my girl sits down, the snacks come out. She's a snacker. We definitely try to have healthy little finger foods that like keeps us both going. And like I said, she's my preschooler, but she likes to do her lessons as well. And so we just do like my big preschool book, and we maybe do like a page or two in there. And then we'll have like another book that we either like picked up from Target Dollar Spot or the Dollar Tree of like math or shapes or something like that. And we work together. And then while I'm like working with her, my son is working on his daily binder, like doing his matching, his handwriting, tracing his name, writing his name, writing his numbers, like, things, memorizing our phone numbers, stuff like that. And so though this isn't like super, super like curriculum based, we do get in the habit of like her, sitting down and being focused, and she really enjoys it.
What word? Was. Next word.
I think it's important to do a lot of reading, research, and all that good stuff. Adopt a habit, a routine, a curriculum, what have you, and then tailor that and alter it to you and your children, and make the most of it. But thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.